Yo, what's happening, my people? So it's your boy Chance Jollivet, aka Smooth, back to talk about another episode of Invincible. So this right here, season 2, episode 2, Bad Fish Romance. Crazy title. But I was slightly disappointed by this episode, but only for one little piece, only for one little part. For the most part, the whole episode was dope. It was dope. The thing I was disappointed about was on episode 1, the way that it ended. We seen the black guy with the big brain head and stuff, and he's like, I'm coming for my revenge. And I'm like, I'm waiting on the episode 2 to see this play out, to see this fight and whatnot. He's not even in the episode, except for like at the end credits. So, we don't get that payoff, but it's positive and negative. I don't want to spoil things because of the comic book and stuff, the comic book aspects. The fight will be epic in some aspects, but in some aspects, Homeboy he's not that big of a threat. Like, he can't be that big of a threat, but in hand-to-hand combat, I think you're gonna see he's not that much of a threat. But anyways, damn, I got the damn hiccups, man. What kind of shit that is? I'm growing. But anyways, let's get to it. Why Carl Winslow is the principal at the beginning of the episode, man. So we see Carl Winslow from Family Matters. He's the principal and stuff. Mark is missing his own graduation, of course. He is fighting Doc Seismic. I think he was on season 1. So he fighting this dude. They at the place where Spider-Man was fighting on Spider-Man 2, I think, with Tom Holland and stuff. The Lincoln Memorials. I don't know them places, man. The big tall pointy building in DC. So anyways, they fight, man. He got the Magma Knights or whatever. Like, it was very cheesy. He reminded me of like Mole Man. Like, he was kind of like a mockery of Mole Man from the old Fantastic Four comic books and stuff. Like, Mark had to fight him, and yeah, it wasn't the best fight in the world. Like, Homeboy wasn't that dope of a villain. But we see how better Mark is becoming as a hero. And we see that what he is doing as well. Like, he's out there fighting for Cecil and stuff. He's fighting for his own name back and to try to make up for what his father did. We see the Mars alien. He shows his face from season 1. Like, they went to Mars and Mark was on Mars and stuff like that. And then whenever they left, we seen an alien, and it was like, wait up, are they going to infiltrate the Earth or something? Like, what is up with him? But it seemed, I don't know if he like took over a dude's body or if he was just one of them aliens that snuck back to Earth or something. But he's the alien. He's a shapeshifter. He's kind of like Martian Manhunter on DC Comics or whatever. And he's very odd. He's a very odd character, but he doesn't seem like he's gonna be this like a threat or a hero necessarily. But there was one of his race that was on the original Guardians, and Omni-Man killed him. But then his race looks like they are coming to Earth later on in the episode. Like, we don't get that payoff now, but it looks like his race, his species is coming to Earth for revenge and stuff. Like, it's wild. Like, I don't know what role he will play, positive or negative. Adam Eve is trying to do good in her own way. Like, she isn't out fighting and stuff, but she can turn atoms and stuff and change things. So she's trying to fix buildings and make parks and stuff like that. It ends up like, I guess if you don't have a architectural background, you shouldn't really be building things. Because I'll just jump forward. We find out later in the episode, like, some of the things she was doing, she was building, it wasn't up to code, and there was reasons why things weren't being built in this area, and it like caused the sinkholes and stuff, and people got hurt and things like that. So she's trying to do positive, but she might have to find another way of going about it, or being smarter in the way that she uses her powers and stuff like that. The Guardians, they not really in action right now. They are still training. And Immortal, old 1,000-year-old ass, he humping what the multiple girl, the one that has duplicates and stuff like that, like the little bomb dude. He goes to the shower thinking he about to get him some. And Homeboy's already been stanged her and stuff. I'm like, that's very R. Kelly-ish. Like, he's 1,000-year-old and stuff, and she don't look like she was too old. She looked like she was fresh out of high school, and the homeboy was like messing with her and stuff. Like, yeah, that wasn't best look in the world. Then we see Mark. He's doing his little Cecil meetings and stuff, his Cecil missions. He goes, what's homeboy name? Darkwing. He's a fake Batman, but he goes, it's a cursed city. So this is basically Gotham City in the Invincible universe. And so it's funny because he goes and it's like, it has a dome over the city. And if you go in the dome, everything's dark and it looks dreary and stuff. It's like, looks like Gotham City. It's kind of like funny because it's like Gotham always looks dark and dreary. So it's like, it must be a cursed city or something. It's like never daytime in Gotham City and shit like that. Like, but anyway, so he goes, and homeboy, Darkwing, the original when he got killed, so this is his sidekick, the Robin version, but he is taking the mantle. And he seems like he has some powers. He can merge into the shadow realm or something, and he gives Mark a little bit of a fight. But Mark kicks his ass. Like, it's just a funny little thing as far as like, yeah, you bat people in the like DC universe and stuff, like, you aren't that worthy of you aren't really worthy of adversaries and stuff like that. Like, you have no powers, man. Like, just that's it. That's all it takes. So that's Robert Kirkman's way of just making mockery of the comic genre and things that be happening in the comic books. I'm not mad at that, man. Like, he does that. I hope we see the payoff whenever he fights. I forgot homeboy name, the black dude with the brain head. Cause in the comic books, like, it's like a multiverse type thing. And they show like Spider-Man and I think Superman and stuff. Like, they kind of like slightly show them. So I hope that they jump around the universes and we see like different little factions of heroes and stuff. Like, just little glimpses of them. Not enough to get sued, but just enough to laugh. Because they did it in the comic books. But, so Mark does this mission, man. His mother wants to bring him on a trip and stuff. He can't go because he has responsibilities for Cecil and stuff. Debbie goes to Cecil and he's like, Mark has to live his life, man. He's just a child. And he's like, well, he wants to do this and blase, blase. And she's like, it's all about control for you. You just want to be in control of him because of what happened with Omni-Man. And, like, that's not fair. And then she sees Donald is supposed to be dead. Like, Omni-Man grabbed this dude by the back and crushed his spine and stuff and supposedly killed him. How did he come back? I'm pretty sure they're probably going to have some clone software or technology or something. So maybe going to have some Clone Wars type stuff going on later on in the series. I don't know. But like, he must be a clone or something to bring him back. Or maybe they had the black dude maybe brought another version of him from a different multiverse or something. I don't know. But we're going to see something. It's going to be something with Donald. I don't know exactly what, but it's going to be something. Adam Eve family is crazy as hell, man. Like, the mother is in distress. She calls in, whatnot. The daddy, he's working at the burger joint that Mark used to work at. He lost his job because of they crushed his building, the main building that his company owned, and this and that. And she wants to help, and she can make matter and atoms and stuff. And she make a 24 karat gold apple that he could sell for thousands and thousands of dollars. I watched Gold Rush, and like I know that was worth a lot of money. So, but he doesn't want to. He's like, I don't want none of that. Like he despises the superhero community and stuff. Like he's very prejudiced in that way. Like they just fucked up people. The Atlanteans. So one of theirs, the king got killed. So the Aquaman version, he got killed by Omni-Man, like in episode 1. So they want to punish him, their culture. The next in line must answer for the sins. So it was supposed to be like he put to the death. And then there was another custom. He goes and marries the queen. So he goes there and he's like, man, I don't want to marry the queen. Like, but... And she's like, what, you think we're barbarians? I'm not going to marry you. You have to fight trial by combat. So that's what he's going to have to do. The Guardians, they go against the Lizard League or something. That's nothing major at all. As Seven, the alien, he shows up. Now he wants to be a hero, like the shapeshifter dude. Anyways, Mark has trial by combat. And there's this big Krakoan monster or whatever, and he comes from the depths, and he has like it looks like it's gonna be an easy fight, but it turns out he's gigantic and stuff. And Cecil wants Mark to leave in the middle of the fight, and he's leaving, but then the homeboy gets him loose. The big monster gets him loose, and he's like, I can't be like my father. I have to help these people, man. Like he's killing everybody. Cecil is like, well, that's on them. They tried to kill you, and he got loose. That's their fault. Mark goes back, he kicks homeboy's ass. He gets drugged way to the bottom of the ocean and stuff, but he still kicks his ass. So Mark, he earns some good points as far as like his morality or whatnot. But one bad thing is the monster or whatever. Like he does like a screech, a scream, and it hurts Mark. Cecil wants to diaphragm, he wants to something. He wants to keep this on record to use it in the future. Like this frequency can be used to hurt Invincible or Omni-Man or Viltrumites in future reference or whatever. So we're gonna see how that goes down. I already talked about Adam Eve in the Chicago thing. Mark gets back home and Debbie is spiraling. If you know anything about the comic books, you read the comic books, you know eventually she does sink into alcoholism and stuff. So she becomes an alcoholic. But this is the beginning of her spiral. Even Mark tried to hug her and she pushed him away and stuff. And it's like, yeah, she's about to go through it. Will they go in depth with the alcohol stuff like the comic book? Or will they lighten it up a little bit for television? We shall see. But Debbie is going through some stuff. The Martian joins the Guardians. And he gives like a terrible origin story. I am from Earth. I got into an industrial accident. And it gave me my powers. Now I will want to help you. Because I am an Earthling. So, like, it's very weird. And while he's doing that, we see his race of people, they gearing up to attack Earth. So that's gonna be, should be interesting, a good little fight or whatever. Like for Mark and them to have somebody to ass to kick. Hopefully Adam Eve comes off the bench. She shows a little bit of her stuff, gets to do her thing. Because Adam Eve she is powerful. Adam Eve she's a mother sucker, dog. For real. The end scene. The black guy with the brain. I was saying his name first episode because it was said in the episode, but I don't know what his name is this episode because they didn't say it and I didn't want to look it up. But anyways, the black dude with the big brain. Look like he's going across the multiverse trying to find ways to defeat Mark or whatever. Because he's talking to a defeated Mark. And this Mark is trapped and he's like, how did they beat you and stuff like. And the Mark is telling his story. And then he kind of like takes it in and then he leaves. So I'm like, is he just finding different ways he was defeated on the timeline for him to defeat this Mark? But if anything like the comic books, it's going to be an entertaining fight. But the end results of the fight is going to be a funny might not be the word. I don't want to really spoil too much, man. But it's going to be interesting into the fight if they follow the comic books. But anyways, man, so that's episode 2. Like, comment, subscribe. Don't be the greatest and most hated, man. Thanks.